Okay, I'm going to walk through what's required to install a machine sim uh, model into a GibbsCam system and then utilize that machine sim model to cut part verification, a part utilizing the whole machine and seeing machine simulation function within GibbsCam. So here I've downloaded an executable zip file from the Gibbs Online for a Mazak Variaxis. So I'm going to double click that and it's going to go ahead and run the executable and want to unzip this file. It's going to create a folder and unzip it. Personally, I like to just do this on the desktop, then I don't have to go searching for it. Say OK to that. Move it to the desktop. Say install. Close this. And we now have a folder that contains all of the machine sim information, the model, and details needed to actually run within the GibbsCam system. Inside this folder is the folder that actually carries all the machine info. If you look here, there's all the various parts of the machine information built within GibbsCam to actually make the machine function, move, rotary tables move, axes move in the direction it's supposed to, all that sort of stuff. Here in the machine folder is the actual machine itself, which can be taken into GibbsCam and made functional through the simulation tools that are available in GibbsCam to move the x-axis in a plus-minus direction in the way that it's supposed to emulate the machine. We back up. One of the important things we have to do is install the MDDs and BMMs if this particular case is not a BMM, but the MDDs and BMMs for the various types of machines, similar to what we do with an MTM setup to be able to get the environment set to utilize that machine in a proper manner with all the correct axes and motions and all that sort of stuff. And some of that information is contained in this MDD, so we have to put that in the right perspective spot in GibbsCam to make it functional. So I'm just going to open GibbsCam here and go to Plugins. One of the easiest places to find your installation folders is under Miscellaneous, Pathfinder. And I'm going to go to the MDD folder. Now I can go ahead and just minimize GibbsCam for the moment. I now have the MDD folder in Explorer in front of me, and I'm going to go ahead and copy over the MDD from here into my GibbsCam installation folder where it needs to be. So I right-click on the file and then just drag and drop, and it asks me if I want to copy rather than moving, and I still have all my original data. So I say copy here. And now we've copied the MDD into the MDD folder for our current installation of GibbsCam. Okay, I'll close that one, and let's close this one. And now we're going to need to come back, and we want to put this whole folder that contains all the machine information into the machine simulation folder in the right installation in Gibbs. So I'm back to Plugins, Plugins menu, Miscellaneous, Pathfinder, Machine Simulation folder. So now I can close Gibbs. And I'm going to go ahead and drag this whole folder into my Machine Simulation folder. And once again, right-clicking and copying it here. Now I've copied in that whole folder. We can close this. And all the pieces have been put in the right perspective. Now, some of the sample machines, if I double-click and open this again, actually have parts included with them for a sample run of the machine and the setup. So I'm gonna back up, and I'm gonna right mouse click and drag this parts folder out to my desktop so I can easily find the parts to run once I've got everything installed. And copy here. And we'll go ahead and close this. Now I can reboot GibbsCam. And if we now go to, I need to update obviously. If we go here to the document page, we pull down here for machine type, we're now going to see that beyond the generic ones, and if you have some MTM machines, you would see them listed as well. But here's our Mazak Variaxis MDD. So we're going to want to load that to work with this machine sim that we've loaded in. So I'm going to select that, and now I'm going to open, and I'm going to go open off the desktop. Out of that parts file, I'm going to open one of these parts. Part 1, and say open. And we now have the part on the screen. Typical looking GibbsCam stuff here. We've got some tools, we got some tool path. All looks good, right? And now if you right click on the cut part render icon, right click, you get this context menu, and you can pick the type of cut part render that you want. The CPR is our original CPR, then the flash CPR that has much more functionality and options available to you, and then the full simulation. So we're going to check simulation. Then we're going to click on the icon to boot the cut part render. And we still don't have a machine on the thing, but that's because we need to tell it what machine we want to utilize with this setup. So right click on the blue banner. You get this context list. You go down to load machine. We're going to select the Mazak Variaxis here. And there you go. The machine is now loaded into GibbsCam. Parts on the table. Speed this up just a little bit and go ahead and do a simulation run. And you can see the rotary axis is doing their thing, and the tilting axis is doing their thing, so on and so forth. But we couldn't cut parts this quick, huh? We could really make some profits. And that pretty much is a short synopsis of how we get a machine sim model into GibbsCam and use it to functionally run cut part render to see what our final part cut looks like. Also, if you right click on this, under load machine, if you bring your own part in and it doesn't quite sit on the table at the right place, you can go to setup here and actually move its origin spot to line up with the origin on the machine. More details involved with that in the actual manuals and whatnot. I hope this has been helpful to everyone. Enjoy your day.